Hi, my name's Frances and I'm one of the speech and language therapists at SAANS. So many people that we see for assessment at our service talk about having difficulties within the workplace. However, did you know that even if you haven't seen us for an assessment yet, you may be eligible for what's called reasonable adjustments within your workplace if your difficulties have been going on for 12 months or more and they're having a significant impact upon your ability to perform at work? Reasonable adjustments are things that your employer legally has to put in place in order to support you within the workplace and help you reach your full potential as an employee. What those adjustments are is for you and your employer to discuss. However, here are 5 example adjustments that we found typically help people while they're at work. So the first one's around sensory sensitivities. So many people that we see for assessment talk about being very sensitive to sensory input such as light and sound. One of the recommendations is making sure that the employee has a quiet place to work. So if they're in an office, that might be in the corner, away from the hustle and bustle, and adjusting the lighting so that it suits that person's sensory sensitivities and it's not too bright or distracting for them. The person may also be allowed to wear noise-cancelling headphones or headphones where they're working to reduce the distraction of the background noise of the environment. The next thing is around plans and schedules. We know that a lot of people we see for assessment find it really difficult if plans change unexpectedly or things don't go as planned. So one thing that employees can think about putting in place is making sure that as far as possible the person has a set schedule which isn't liable to change unexpectedly or at short notice. If any changes do need to happen, then it's really important that the employee let the employee know in as far advance as is possible about these changes. The next one is around having breaks. People we see for assessment talk about how draining it is being in the workplace and how exhausted they can feel when they get home from work. Having set breaks in the day helps employees to focus and to be the best they can be when it comes to doing their work. Often people just need a few minutes out from work in a quiet environment which allows them to recharge and de-stress and refocus on their work when they go back in. In terms of breaks, another recommendation is just having a room for people to take their breaks in, which is quiet and is an environment which is quite calming from a sensory perspective. Often one of the things that people talk about finding difficult about being in a workplace is those sort of small talk type conversations that you might have within your break with other employees over lunch or over a coffee. Whereas for some people that can be energising and an enjoyable way to spend your break, often the people we see for assessment find that quite stressful or draining. So providing a room where the person can go during their breaks, where they don't have to talk to people or engage with others, can be really helpful in allowing them to make the most of that break time that they have. The next recommendation is around providing information in written format. People often find it difficult to remember what they've been asked to do or what somebody said when that information is given to them verbally. They may not be able to retain that information or process it. One really useful recommendation is providing all important information in written format so the person doesn't have to worry about remembering what they've been told to do or something important. They can just refer back to the written information if needs be. If you do need any further information on reasonable adjustments, please contact us at SAANS and we'd be more than happy to help.